don't know if you've noticed this in life, but so often a principle that applies in one area of life seems to apply in many others. Take, for example, the issue of trying to motivate yourself to do the very thing that you know you need to do, but struggling to overcome inertia. Even though that thing that you need to do will not only remove stress for you, make your life more peaceful, but in many cases will actually even make you happier, and yet the inertia remains. I see this all the time in projects that I undertake with clients where they're all excited at the beginning about this fabulous new website that we're going to design, or this app, or this marketing program, whatever it happens to be. And they're all excited at the start. And then they commit to paying for half of it up front. And so they're now vested in the project. And yet, I find that if I have to ask them more than 2 or 3 times for specific assets or contributions to the project to bring it to fruition, once we get to 2 or 3 asks, the chances of getting that information out of them becomes almost impossible because of this issue of inertia. So I find this carries through to landscape photography all the time. And you'll hear others talk about this too, that getting outside is so good for us, for our mental well-being, our peace of mind, our physical health, our emotional health, all this sort of stuff. It is so good for us. And yet, so often, because we've been conditioned over decades of work probably to always focus on other things other than what brings us pleasure, we tend to postpone it. Or because we have an issue with FOMO, where we feel that each time we go out, expectations aren't really met, we don't really seem to improve much, and we become frustrated and jaded and disappointed. So each time we think about venturing out, we equate that with another failure, so to speak. But I can't overstate the value of doing the very thing that you know deep down you want to do, or at the very least you need to do, and actually following through and doing it. So I spend most of the weekend working on different projects, getting things done, and I don't really know how much longer I can do it, frankly. Australia's most famous cricketer, Shane Warne, or second most famous cricketer, I guess, just died. And he was younger than me. He was 52, I'm 53. And it really makes you think. I mean, I got back into photography because a close friend of mine passed away. And he was much fitter than I was, much healthier, a wonderful, intelligent, very athletic individual, and yet he still passed away. That's what got me back into photography, back into landscape photography, back into photography for the sheer pleasure of it, not for clients. And yet here I found myself over the last couple of weeks distracted with family issues, distracted with client work, thinking to myself, I need to get out, I need to go out and take photos. But I've been resisting it. And this is not a good thing, because like these clients of mine who get to this tipping point where they can no longer seem to muster up the energy to fulfill their end of the bargain of a project, the longer you leave it to do the very things that you know are good for you, that you know you need to do, like simply getting out amongst nature with your camera in your hand, the longer you leave that, the greater the chances of never doing it again. And that's a tragedy, really, because life is very short, super short, much shorter than we think when we're in our 30s. When you get to your 50s, you start to realise just how bloody short it is. When people start dropping off like flies around you, then you really start to think about how short it is. So this is me heading out, I don't know where, somewhere north, and hopefully I'll be able to just sit there and relax and maybe even take a couple of photos, who knows. But like I always say, whether I take a photo or not, it really doesn't matter. The camera is the excuse to get out. The prize is being out. The photo is simply the icing on the cake. Alrighty, wish me luck. See ya. It's cold outside, it's windy. Summer is over, autumn has arrived, or fall, as you call it in America. And it's cold already. I can't believe it. But so nice to get fresh air in your lungs and to feel something other than an office chair under your ass and a keyboard under your fingers. So good. So nice. So glad I did it. Just a reminder, if you enjoyed this video, please do give it a thumbs up. It actually makes a difference, believe it or not. And if you have any comments about this topic or about these images, then certainly leave them below. I respond to every one of them. And if you're new around here and you enjoyed this and you like this kind of content, you're interested in landscape photography and you're not subscribed, then I'd certainly welcome you. Anyway, take care of yourself and I'll see you again in about a week. Bye for now.